Well, hello and welcome to this episode of Learn Everyday English, your roadway to English proficiency. I'm all bundled up. That means I have on a lot of warm clothing. I have on a warm hat, heavy jacket, thick shirt, and some other clothing. It's because, as you can see, it's cold out here in Texas. So those of you that think Texas is hot and dry, like a desert, not all the time, especially in the winter time. It's January. Let's see the day. It's January 21st. And as you can see, it snowed here in Texas where I live. It snowed here in Huntsville, Texas, and also down in Houston. I checked the temperature. It's 27 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll put the conversion to Celsius, but it's 27 degrees Fahrenheit. And the temperature today, I think, probably won't get higher than maybe the low 30s, low to mid 30s. And then tonight, the temperature is going to drop even colder. It's supposed to go down to maybe the mid to low 20s, 22 degrees Fahrenheit. So we have a hard freeze warning, and we have to do a lot of things to protect the house and the plants and the pipes. So a lot of times there's the 3 P's that we have to protect: the pipes, your water pipes, your plants, and your pets. So the pipes, the plants, and the pets. But before I get into more details, there's 3 things you can do for me. Hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and 3, tell your friends about it so that they can benefit from these videos too, just like you. Don't forget, I have a How to Talk Texan ebook on Amazon. In the links below, you can click one of the links if you're interested in getting a copy of that. It's an ebook. And also, if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, there's a link there which you can do that. Help support the channel. Help me to keep bringing you videos like this. So like I said here, let me turn the camera around and I'll show you kind of what's going on here in Texas. So as you can see, we've got a little snowfall. It's not heavy snow, but it does snow here, not every year. Maybe I think the last snow we had was about 2 years ago. It was heavier than this. We had more snow than this. But typically it doesn't snow maybe before that every maybe 4, 5, 6 years. So it's not, say, frequent, but it does happen. So as you can see, especially if you live in the northern part of the state, like around Dallas, maybe Lubbock, the panhandle of Texas, it snows. It may snow there quite frequently or every year, especially in the northern part of the panhandle. It snows almost every year. But we can say we have a good dusting of snow, like if you dust settles on something, here the snow settles on things. So I just show you that. It looks kind of cool. We're not used to this. So it makes wintertime seem like wintertime, but it can cause a lot of problems on the roadways. So what happens here, typically if we get precipitation like this, precipitation is like wet weather that moves in. Could be rain, sleet, hail, or snow, or ice. If the precipitation freezes, it can cause the roads to become very dangerous and slick. So if we get a lot of precipitation, it can cause the roads to become very dangerous or slick. It can cause a lot of accidents. So a lot of times the authorities, the government will cancel, especially school, which they did today. There's no school. School has been canceled. Some jobs have been canceled. As you can see, some people, you don't want to be working outside if you're not used to this. Some jobs or work may be canceled, and some city services may be canceled. I got a note that like garbage collection was canceled for today. So, because people just aren't used to driving and being out in this type of weather. I think if you live in other states and cities in the East Coast, north part of the country, life goes on. We say life goes on. They don't really close schools or services, but here it's pretty common. So the colleges are closed. Like I said, the public school systems are closed. So my wife doesn't have to go in and teach her classes today, which is good. But a lot of times what we have to do, we have to protect things. And let me show you what we have to do. So behind this brown cover is a water faucet or a water spigot where we can get water from. But we put this on there to protect the faucet, to keep it from freezing, and the pipe behind it from freezing, because then once it freezes, water expands and it can break or crack the pipe, and we don't want that. Then we'll have to call a plumber out to repair the pipe. The thing with the plants, my wife has a lot of plants, so we have to cover all the plants with these, just use, sheets, blankets, whatever you have. She didn't cover this little piece of plant. I guess it's not, she doesn't really care if that freezes or dies, but here's a planter box. She's covered all the plants there with sheets, we call it. And here in the back porch, we put this brown cover. We call this a tarp. We place this brown tarp over the opening, and behind the tarp, I'll show you that, we placed a lot of the plants, the delicate plants, so that they won't, or try to protect them. Hopefully they won't freeze. So here's some more plants that she's put covers on. I got to be careful when I walk. Since it's snowy, it's a little bit icy, I don't slip and fall. But let me show you in the greenhouse, which we have up here. We've moved a lot of plants inside there. I need to be careful as I walk up these steps. It's interesting to hear the snow crunch. We say the snow crunches under my feet as I walk. It makes a crunching sound. So inside the greenhouse, we've done something. Moved all the plants. And it is a little warmer in here, I can tell, than it is outside. So we put this light, this kind of heat lamp, so to produce a little bit of heat. It's not going to produce a whole lot of heat, but hopefully maybe you can keep the temperature in here a couple degrees warmer than outside. A lot of the plants will survive, and so far the plants are looking good. It's got a lot of plants here. And also here we have these terracotta pots, we say, on the floor of the greenhouse. And what she does there, let me see, inside there's a big pot on the bottom and there's this pot on top. And she's usually put a candle here. This candle went out, but the candle can let off heat, and then the pot helps to radiate the heat. Let me see if I can show you here. So I'll take this off. So as you can see, inside the pot here is a candle. The candle is going, and the terracotta pot helps to radiate the heat. So we put the pots down with candles inside to help protect the plants. So far these plants are looking pretty good. They haven't been negatively affected by the cold yet, but it's supposed to get even hotter. It's supposed to get colder tonight. So here's one of the candles that she puts inside the pot. So as you can see, as I'm talking, you can see my breath coming out. So you can see how cold it is as I talk. So yeah, it's going to be a cold day. It's going to be a day that we're just going to stay inside the house. and stay warm. And I think the cold snap is supposed to let up, or supposed to get a little warmer later in the week. But I'll show you the forecast once I get inside the house, what the weather forecast is supposed to look at. So now I'm going to show you the porch that I showed you outside, where we have that brown tarp over the opening. Here is the porch. So here I'm going to show you the porch that we had the tarp that was covering the back porch, the brown tarp. We put a lot of plants here on the back porch, and as you can see, these are the bigger plants we couldn't really move into the greenhouse. So we have a heat lamp going here, and pots on the floor as well, with candles inside to help protect the plants. So as you can see, we got a lot of plants. So this is the view looking out the front door of the house out into the street. As you can see, the whole area here is just covered in snow. Here's a bird bath. You can see, fully covered in snow. And there's a sheet of ice here. Everything's frozen. And as you can see, my pickup truck is covered in a layer of snow as well. And the roof of the house is covered in snow. So we got a good little snowfall. Here's a weather forecast for today. As you can see, it's cold outside. It's 28 degrees Fahrenheit at about 8:15 in the morning. But there's a feels like temperature of 18 degrees. So it feels much colder than 28. A lot of times because there's maybe moisture in the air and wind. So 28 degrees, but feels like 18. Here's some warnings. There's a winter storm warning, extreme cold watch until 6 p.m. and tomorrow at 9 a.m. And there's a cold weather advisory. Let's see what else we can find here. I'm going to click the hourly. So this shows the hourly temperature. So right now at 9 a.m. it's saying that it's going to be 27 degrees. At 10, it's going to be 28 degrees, 30 degrees. So it'll just be right at freezing at noontime at 12. See, the high for today is only going to reach 36 degrees, and that's about at 3 or 4 p.m. So it's going to be very, very cold today. Then tonight, the temperatures are going to drop, as you can see. At 11 p.m., it's going to be 24 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's going to drop all the way down to 23 degrees at 3 a.m. and then 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning. And then it's just going to warm up again into the mid 40s tomorrow. 45 is going to be the high. So it's still going to be very cold here in Texas for a while. Let's see what the rest of the week for Thursday. So it's going to get below freezing again. So we got still some days of cold weather. So here's the weather for the rest of the week. Wednesday, which is tomorrow, high of 43, low of 28. Thursday, high of 50. Low of 30, and then Friday is supposed to be sunny, high of 54, low of 38, and it'll be much, much warmer this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. Well, that'll do it for me today. I need to get back inside. My hands are starting to freeze up, and I don't have any gloves on, trying to hold this camera. So hopefully you learned something new about Texas. It's not just always hot and dry like a desert. It does snow, it does get cold and very cold here at times. So like I said, I'll show you what the weather forecast is for today. And hey, thanks for watching this episode of Learn Everyday English. Hey, like the channel, subscribe, and tell your friends about it so they can benefit from these videos too, just like you. All right, we'll see you later. Goodbye.